So I was digging through the crates the other day and I found this, nice little throwback. And, I always like to play the hits. So that's what we're doing today. I'm going back and I'm redoing this monstrosity and updating it. Let's see how this goes. Thank you for joining me for another drawing with Fauntroy. Before I continue, I would love for you all to like and subscribe so you can see more of my stuff. I deeply appreciate it. As I were. Thank you for joining me with another drawing with Fauntroy. In this video, I will be telling you everything that you need to know about the Trials of Atlas, an original comic created by yours truly. In the video, what you're actually seeing is an old drawing of Atlas in which I feel like I need to update it. So while I do that, you're going to get a chance to listen to the beautiful yarn that I spin about the Trials of Atlas. The Trials of Atlas is a comic book that focuses on the main character Atlas, who is an immortal. He's an immortal and he counts as the first person on Earth. The fact that he was the first person on Earth and immortal, he lived long enough to witness so many different counts of history, so many different walks of life. He fought in the Roman Colosseum. He studied the art of meditation in China. He learned different martial arts in countries in Africa. So he had this huge epic walk across the entire planet, experiencing so much. And he also got a chance to really see the nature of mankind. That really didn't rub him the right way. After years and years and years and centuries, to be honest, he's actually grown a distaste for mankind. This where we leave off. I mean, where we leave him now. With that distaste, he actually ends up going into seclusion and just choosing to leave us alone entirely. He doesn't need us, and he's actually fine with our annihilation. Long story short, he ends up being pushed back into the limelight, which causes him to be forced to interact with other people. He ends up in some legal issues that he ends up actually having, he doesn't have to work for it, but considering that he's trying to be a, relatively standing, well-standing citizen, he chooses to. Although it actually tears him apart inside to actually have to listen to someone, to actually have to compromise and bargain with someone, considering that he's had centuries of not doing so. Ultimately, he's looking for the origin of his existence. He will be one of the few people on planet Earth that have no idea who his parents are. He don't know how he was created, for the most part. So that's what he's constantly looking for. So while he's tasked with this, he's constantly being sidetracked with having to help the modern human out with, what he would consider trivial tasks, such as saving the world. I actually created the first Trials of Atlas, issue number 1, shall I say, back in 2016. I'm currently working on issue 2, and I understand it's taking a long time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work task. It's a lot of work for one person to do. But believe me, I have some really good stuff coming for you all. I've gotten so much better illustration wise, and I feel like I just can't wait to show you all what I've been cooking up for all this time. So that's where I'm gonna leave you all for right now. I don't want to reveal too much, but the Trials of Atlas is going to be an epic tale. I want to leave you with this part, and I'll shut up. It's not about his powers. It's about what he does with them. Of him because I very rarely get a chance to do an action shot of him. So I have, Atlas powering up. Now, I did this, I have to admit, I sketched him I would say within like an hour's time, years ago, and I really fell in love with it. I really enjoyed it, and I'm actually I was happy with the drawing, but I was not happy with the final rendering. I really hated myself for letting, for rushing through the inking, rushing through the coloring and stuff like that. I don't know what it was. I think it was just me being lazy at the time. So now that I have time, or simply a reason to go back and look through it, I looked at it and I was like, "Yeesh, this is not really that good. So let's clean this up." So what I'm simply doing is right now I'm taking a moment to clean up some of these colors. I'm sorry. I got rid of the original color because, surprise, surprise, Atlas don't really look like this anymore. His color scheme is completely different. I might go back to it later. Depends on how I feel. Depending on how the story goes. So I laid the white, the flat white, and you will actually see me dealing with a little bit of difficulty throughout this piece, because when it comes to light sources, sometimes it kind of just it escapes you. So I would have to play with the lighting source a few times before I could finally nail it down. And it's okay if that's what art is. Art is simply a journey. You're just trying to find the masterpiece under all of this chaos. Damn, that was a good one. I'm gonna try to keep that one. So I'm going to shut up for a second and let you enjoy. So you see that I completely threw away everything, all of my progress when it came to my undertones, because again, like I said, this was a struggle. Finding which process to go with. Am I working dark to light, or am I working light to dark? It depends on. I guess it depends on your subject matter. In this case, we have Atlas, who his main light source is coming from his eyes. So most of his person, most of him should be darkened until we get to his eyes, which is going to be projecting some type of light source. So again, it's all about just simply exploring and finding what you're missing and what you need, and figuring out a way to achieve it. All right, shutting up again. to say, I'm really happy how the inks came out on this one. I used to be really pressed on getting perfect and pristine looking line work. Simply just getting everything as straight as I can or as smooth as I can. You know, that's the main reason why I used to mess around with Photoshop, mess around with Manga Studio, and mess around with Adobe Illustrator, because, well, at least Manga Studio and Adobe Illustrator had line correction. So I loved having that option, you know, for things like this. But within my older age, you know, in my wisdom, I actually learned to just accept my inking as it was. Yes, of course, I'm going to try to get better at it, but ultimately, it's not meant to look perfect. So I actually got used to just being able to accept that, and I'm actually happy with my results. I'm really happy with my results. It is looking pretty clean so far. I just wanted to chime in and say that. I'm gonna shut up again. go. This was a good session. This was a great session. I'm liking how this is coming out. I'm about to show you the before and after, and you could tell me how it came out yourself. To be honest, did you enjoy it? Did you not? Do I need to change anything? Make any improvements? Leave it in the comments. Do you have any suggestions? Do you have any requests? Leave it in the comments. I am more than welcome to read my comments until y'all start getting annoying. Also, like and follow my art pages, both on Facebook and Instagram, Fauntroy Comics. Yes, Fauntroy Comics. And till then, I'll see you next Thursday. All right?